And it's very, very challenging, especially when Jamal Holder looks around now and he bowler to tap into for advice to a senior player of repute.
I was discussing with my fellow co-commentator Atabhai, we also need to have a role model. From Bangladesh, we haven't had the luxury of having fast bowlers over the years apart from Mashrafi bin Mortaza. Where on the other hand, West Indies have produced so many world-class fast bowlers. So from Bangladesh's point of view, what these youngsters need to do, like the likes of Hassan Mahmood, Shoriful Islam, you have seen them closely so far.
Nice movement, nice long rangy action for Jamal Holder out of Barbados. Look, while I could go back in time and talk about Tala Joubert, who was one of the early forerunners of fast bowling, while you may not have had yet, apart from Mashrafi, a fast bowler or seam bowler who has been dominant. You've had coaches, you've had Andy Roberts, you've had Courtney Walsh, you've had Otis Gibson, who've been here, West Indian seamers, quick bowlers. First run. You've had Gordon Greenwich, the former West Indies opening batsman, as part of coaching staffs over time. And when you have that cadre of experience in the absence of an outstanding bowler on the field, I think you've got the next best thing. Otis Gibson is an excellent bowling coach. He will impart encouragement, knowledge, technically and mental, to this young group. I guarantee you that.
Is it also important for this youngster to get educated as a player and learn as every game progresses? It's not just about physique and your skill, it's also about mental aspect as well, especially being a fast bowler and maintaining your fitness and injuries and all.
A bit of inward movement. Well, in Hassan Mahmood, in Shoriful Islam, of course, so many of these young quicks that you have coming through the system, you have the raw material. Taskin Ahmed has been around for intermittently 5 years now. Russell Domingo will impart his knowledge. Lovely shot. First boundary of the innings and a beautiful one for Liton Das. 5 without loss.
আইডিয়াসেও আপনার সম্পর্ক ঠিক এমনই। ৩৫ বছর ধরে সহজ অর্থায়নের মাধ্যমে আমরা অনেক স্বপ্নকে উড়িয়েছি আকাশে, সমৃদ্ধ হয়েছি একসাথে। দাদু, তোমাকে এবার বড় একটা ব্যাংক দিব।
অ্যাকাউন্টটা কার নামে হবে? আমার নামে।
সিটি ব্যাংক, ৩ প্রজন্ম ধরে আপনার ভরসার ব্যাংক। RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, the hot option.
The last ball of the previous over. It's touch fuller. Liton Das was onto it in a flash, and he's an elegant looking batsman. Not taking the foot on the line, but still there's enough room for Liton to launch onto it. He looks to be a very good batsman when he is on song. Good bowling so far from Aldari Joseph. going back to Hassan Mahmood, Bish, what I was talking about, these youngsters, when he just picked up his first wicket and all of a sudden he started to gaining in confidence. But before that, he was struggling and not sure where to bowl and what will be a good ball and bowl according to the field. And after picking up his first wicket, you see the length, 67% there, and invited the batsman to play drive just roundabout off stump.
I'm not sure I'd describe him as all over the place, actually. I don't think he went too bad in his initial spell. A couple of good shots were played by Carl Mears. But what I like about him is a high action. It's a very tall action. Lovely brace front leg, and he gets over that front leg, and he hits the pitch hard. So one of the things you want to impress upon these young men. No third man, so Joseph can't give any semblance of width or shortness of length. The two deep fielders are fine leg and deep square, so he has to bowl straight.
That's easy picking from Tamim Iqbal. From his class and caliber, it was always going to the boundary with no third man there. Wide and slashed it hard, and he knew it. He made a mistake there.
Tough field to bowl to. Yeah, I want to encourage Hassan. He's got some pace about him. He gets over 140 occasionally, bowl quickly. The more reps that he gets in, the more reps that Joseph gets in, Shimar Holder, they'll learn to be able to repeat their action. Sit with your seniors, your batsmen, talk about what they expect coming towards them. Come back to that 10 without loss.
Sensation, classic or strawberry variant.
মিনিটে মিনিটে ক্যাশব্যাক বিল বিকাশ করলেই প্রতি মিনিটে প্রথম জন পাচ্ছেন 100 টাকা ক্যাশব্যাক। তাই বিদ্যুৎ, পানি, গ্যাস সহ সব ধরনের বিল আজই বিকাশ করুন।
স্ট্রবেরির সাথে ভ্যানিলার ভালোবাসা আগলে রাখে মচমচে ওয়েফার। স্ট্রনিলা, চকোনিলা, ভ্যানিলা কোন, আরও আছে মিনি কোন।
কোয়ালিটি আর টেস্টে ভরসা একটাই, বিস ক্লাব ড্রাই কেক।
এমন সুইট মানুষদের জন্য ট্রিট।
Just similar to Shimar, who I saw the test team, Kimar Roshan and Gabriel practicing at the nets. Shimar has to rub shoulders and talk to them, pick their brain. Hassan has to do the same with Mustafizur, Rubal. But also talk to batsmen, talk to Shakib. When Shakib is facing Pat Cummins, what is giving him the most problems? So you can talk to batsmen in your team as a fast bowler and learn something. What gives Pat?
তোমার?
না কিছু না গো দোস্ত, তুই আমারে অনেক ভালোবাসিস, এই তো? ভাবি আজকে কিন্তু 3টায়।
especially in Bangladesh. We have a lot of expectations coming in, filling up the shoes of Mashrafi bin Mortaza.
Oh,
When you're leading the side, especially in Bangladesh.
That's one of the challenges for a young bowler, that patience to hold your length long enough and not be looking for a wicket every ball. To good players. Excellent. Good length. 16 without loss.
এমন সুইট মানুষদের জন্য ট্রিট হোক প্রতিদিন পিওর মিল্ক আর রিয়েল চকলেটের সুইটনেস মুখে থাকুক সারাক্ষণ। ট্রিট ইউ ডিজার্ভ।
ইমিউন সিস্টেম ভালো রাখতে চাই প্রতিদিন খেলাধুলা আর চাই স্বাস্থ্যকর ভালো খাবার, যে ভালোটা নিশ্চিত করছে টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত স্কোয়ারের চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলস।
এই নে ওর জন্য সবচেয়ে পারফেক্ট ডায়াপার, এসএমসির স্মাইল বেবি ডায়াপার।
সুপার জেল টেকনোলজি থাকায় সাধারণ ডায়াপারের চেয়ে অধিক শোষণ ক্ষমতা সম্পন্ন। স্মাইল বেবি ডায়াপার, ওর হাসি সবচেয়ে দামি।
ক্ষুধার আগুন নেভাতে মজাদার সাথে অল টাইম ফ্যামিলি কেক। ক্ষুধাকে গুড বাই।
বেশি ইন্টারনেটে এখন হবে বেশি বেশি অনলাইন ক্লাস। 129 টাকায় 11 জিবি আর 114 টাকায় 7 জিবি ইন্টারনেট। বাংলা লেন।
এলো দারুণ মশলাগুলোর এক্সাইটিং মিশ্রণে তৈরি ম্যাগি মশালা ব্লাস্ট।
লাইফে ফ্লাশ 2 মিনিট জ্যাম।
ম্যাগি খুশির রেসিপি।
Freedom to play big. Or Tamim. Late call of a no ball has caught the side screen attendants off guard as well. So they have to cover the side screen up behind the bowler. No chance for Jason Mohammed. Maybe Shama Holder was trying to go for a Yorker. 21 without loss.
এলো দারুণ মশলাগুলোর এক্সাইটিং মিশ্রণে তৈরি ম্যাগি মশালা ব্লাস্ট।
লাইফে ফ্লাশ 2 মিনিট জ্যাম।
ম্যাগি খুশির রেসিপি।
ফ্রম নেসলে।
কিছু সম্পর্কে মিষ্টি ম্যাজিক ভুলিয়ে দেয় দূরত্বের লেয়ার, ঠিক যেমন দুধ আর চকলেটে একাকার হয়ে ওঠা ব্রাউন লেয়ার। সম্পর্কের মিষ্টি ম্যাজিক। কনস্ট্রাকশন স্টিল তৈরিতে জিপিএইচ কোয়ান্টাম প্রযুক্তি কেন বিশ্বসেরা? কারণ জিপিএইচ কোয়ান্টাম প্রযুক্তিতে কন্টিনিউয়াস কাস্টিং মেশিন থেকে শতভাগ পরিশোধিত বিলের সম্পূর্ণ।
That's worked on the onside for a single, and going back to the last ball of the previous over, the use of modern technology and everything else had helped cricket to grow better and picked up that no ball and a free hit. Tamim Iqbal couldn't connect it properly though, but still it has enough legs to reach the fence. And going back to the fast bowlers, it's also important to bowl in pairs, bowl in partnership, complement each other. Again, differing down the leg side, needs to work on his line a bit. He's got a slip in there. Try to bowl more on the offside and invite the batsman to play drive. Mushfiqur Rahim and Shommo Sharka must be happy in the dressing room, and with the new tactics on, Shommo Sharka, as according to team management, they opted him to bat at number 6 and 7 to score some quick runs. Though he's mainly an opening batsman, still the team management wants him to bat at the lower middle order.
Excellent delivery. Instead of it shaping back into Tamim Iqbal, that one looked as though it just kissed and continued on the angle. Certainly did. Now, as a young, quick, talented young quick, you want to try to be in and around that area again with this ball. You may not hit it, but be somewhere close to it. Very, very good. Now the next ball, try to do the same thing. Try.
It's all about consistent, isn't it, Bish? Whether you're batting or even you're bowling. And being a fast bowler, you're putting so much effort onto it, and all of a sudden you bowl two good balls and then a wayward one dismisses everything, dismisses your hard work. And as a bowler, the more you get consistent, the more you get better.
Well, if you're consistently good, because you can be consistently bad. So it's not just about consistency, but good consistency. Litton Das had a really good outing against the West Indies in the World Cup. In fact, that was his last time he played against the West Indies. He got 94 not out. Down at Taunton. Plays a nice straight lines, 23 without loss.
কনস্ট্রাকশন স্টিল তৈরিতে জিপিএইচ কোয়ান্টাম প্রযুক্তি কেন বিশ্বসেরা? কারণ জিপিএইচ কোয়ান্টাম প্রযুক্তিতে কন্টিনিউয়াস কাস্টিং মেশিন থেকে শতভাগ পরিশোধিত বিলেট সম্পূর্ণ স্বয়ংক্রিয় কোয়েন্ট্রিং পদ্ধতিতে প্রতিটি স্টিল রিবারে ইউনিফর্ম মার্টেন্স অ্যান্ড রিং গঠন নিশ্চিত করে। ফলে রিবারে ইউনিফর্ম স্ট্রেংথ, সুপিরিয়র ডাক্টিলিটি ও হাইয়েস্ট বেন্ডেবিলিটি অক্ষুণ্ণ থাকে। বিশ্বসেরা পিওর অ্যান্ড ক্লিন জিপিএইচ কোয়ান্টাম কনস্ট্রাকশন স্টিল।
Last time Bangladesh played international cricket was against Zimbabwe, 3 ODIs here. Talked about Tamim's 158 and 128. His last two innings, Litton Das also had a really good outing, 126 not out and 176. 200s in his 3 innings he played.
That's good bowling. And going back to Litton Das, it's also important for these guys who played over now 4 or 5 years for Bangladesh, step up and lift their game as well. Yes, they have 4 experienced batsmen in the lineup, but at the same time, these guys who have played 3, 4, 5 years of cricket, international cricket, Litton Das, Shomo Sharka, and then now they are promoting Nazmul Hossain Shanto. Spooler but straight to the fielder. Yeah, going back to the point, it's important for these guys also to lift up as a batsman and take up the responsibilities, not relying on the seniors, and know their game as well, who they are and what they're capable of.
Yeah, these seniors have been gradually leading this team well. Shakib's been outstanding. Tamim's been brilliant. Mushfiqur, very good last 5 years. With shots like that. It's like Bangladesh have been getting better in white ball cricket and test cricket at home.
That is a cracking shot from Tamim Iqbal. He was on to it in a flash. Stand and deliver. On the up. Good placement. Sign of a world-class batsman indeed. It was a touch shot, touch outside off stump. Just leant onto it. And the dejection shows it all.
Straighten up the line. Good. Very good. Excellent. Steep learning curve for Shema Holder, not in the test squad, and that has caused some debate in the Caribbean. What I'm going to touch on in the next one, the international, if we get time, is the absent leaders from this team. If I'm a leader, a captain of a team, as difficult as this situation is here with the pandemic, I'm not sure I'm letting my troops, as hard as it is, I'm not sure I'm letting my troops travel on their own. Because when guys start looking around for their leader and asking, where is he? He's not here. And the optics of him playing somewhere else just before or just after are not good optics. If I'm a leader, I'm saying I'm going down with the ship. They're not traveling without me, as hard as it is. just me. Without loss.
10-12 বছর ধইরা পাম্পের কাজই করতেছি। বাজারে কত পাম্পই তো দেখলাম, কিন্তু আমি কমু আরএফএলই সেরা। কারণ আরএফএল পাম্পে সুপার এনামেল তামার তার ও এফ ক্লাস ইনসুলেশন হওয়ায় মেলা তাপ শোষণ করতে পারে আর দীর্ঘস্থায়ীও হয়। নিজের কষ্টের টাকায় বাড়ি বানাইতেছেন, তাই কিনবেন যখন ভালো পাম্পটাই কিনেন। আরএফএল ওয়ানেটুই
ম্যাগি মশালা ব্লাক।
লাইফে ব্লাস্ট 2 মিনিট জাস্ট
ম্যাগি খুশির রেসিপি।
From Nestle.
আমার মতো আপনারাও জানেন ডায়রিয়া সহ যে কোনো পানি শূন্যতায় আমার রাস্তা এসএমসি রোড স্যালাইন কেনার সময় ব্যাকের গায়ে এসএমসি লোগো দেখে কিনবেন। এসএমসির ওর স্যালাইন
In the past 2 overs or so, and another free hit. This time, Liton Dash. And going back to consistency, you talk about good consistency, and you bowled a good ball to end the over, and all of a sudden you see you bowled a no ball. As a fast bowler, it hurts you, and it hurts the most when you just finish off the over, and all of a sudden you get to know you got to bowl a free hit.
Where does he go? Does he go short or does he try to go leg stump Yorker? Go short. Always risky because you open up different sides of the field. Unintentional, but 4. 33 without loss.
ফ্রাইডেতে শ্রিম্প ম্যাগি, স্যাটারডেতে ভেজি ওয়াক, মঙ্গল বুধ বৃহস্পতি সুপি এক টামিয়া, সানডে মানডে ম্যাগি চিকেন
ম্যাগি মানে ভিন্ন স্বাদে প্রতিদিন।
From Nestle.
যে কোনো সময় যে কোনো জায়গায় ব্যাংক থেকে বিকাশে অ্যাড মানি করুন কোনো খরচ ছাড়াই। দেশের সবচেয়ে বেশি সংখ্যক ব্যাংক থেকে নিমেষে টাকা আনুন বিকাশে। আরএফএল পিভিসি প্রো পাইপ অ্যান্ড ফিটিংস যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। আরএফএল পিভিসি প্রো পাইপ অ্যান্ড ফিটিংস, দ্য হট অপশন। মেরিল মিল্ক সোপ বার এবং মেরিল মিল্ক অ্যান্ড ডেইরি সোপ বারের কম্বো প্যাক এখন 10 টাকা কমে মাত্র 90 টাকা। দেশের জন্য একটি ভালো কাজ করে হলেও একযোগ করা আমাদের দায়িত্ব। আসুন বাংলাদেশের 50 বছরের গৌরবক্ষণে দেশের জন্য একযোগে কাজ করি আর তা ছড়িয়ে দিই ইন্টারনেটের শক্তিতে।
সাবধানে করো।
এসব কত করছি ধরো।
এক্সপার্টদের কাজ এক্সপার্ট দিয়ে করাই ভালো। এই এক্সপার্ট প্লায়ার, এক্সপার্ট হার্ডওয়্যার টুলস, যন্ত্র অনেক মন্ত্র একটাই।
Very young, 22 years of age. Nice line from Azari Joseph. Yeah, Bangladesh returning to international. They needed this. The Bangladesh Cricket Board needed this. They needed someone to tour, to create revenue, to get their players back to work. And the West Indies have obliged, as they did in England, where they basically saved the broadcasters and the ECB, who would have lost millions. Excellent from Joseph. Great potential. Then they went to New Zealand and helped out New Zealand cricket. West Indies deserve a lot of credit. It's tough here with these youngsters being on their own, though. But Bangladesh is just doing what they need to do against what is put in front of them.
Must thank the West Indies team and along with the cricket board as well. They have kept their commitment, and despite 10 of their top players opted to skip the tour, they went on and sent a relatively inexperienced side, but at the same time they're fighting out at the middle, battling out, trying to learn something from this difficult condition as well in the subcontinent where most of them hasn't played ever.
And so I'm hoping that the guys who did not make themselves available, and as I said, I understand some of it, I hope that they are sitting at home and looking at the next Super 50 domestic 50 over tournament coming up in a couple of weeks and saying, We are going to go there and dominate and lift the standard of batting particularly. Come back to it. The reason I'm saying that is I look at a number of guys, if we turn to Test cricket, who are averaging 28 and 29 after 4 years, 3 years of international cricket. That's unacceptable. You can cry about conditions and support in the Caribbean, but when you've been on the circuit for 4 years, 5 years, seeing excellence in front of you in the Virat Kohlis, the Kane Williamsons, Steve Smith at first hand. Leg buys, I think, will be signaled. Yeah. 37 without loss.
আনারসের দারুণ স্বাদে বিস ক্লাব দিচ্ছে ফ্রুট ফান ক্রিম বিস্কুট। ভালো খান, ভালো থাকুন।
মিনিটে মিনিটে ক্যাশব্যাক। বিল বিকাশ করলেই প্রতি মিনিটে প্রথম জন পাচ্ছেন 100 টাকা ক্যাশব্যাক। তাই বিদ্যুৎ, পানি, গ্যাস সহ সব ধরনের বিল আজই বিকাশ করুন।
ফ্রাইডেতে শ্রিম্প ম্যাগি, স্যাটারডেতে ভেজি ওয়ান, মঙ্গল বুধ বৃহস্পতি সুপি এক টমিয়াম, সানডে মানডে ম্যাগি চিকেন।
ম্যাগি মানে ভিন্ন স্বাদে প্রতিদিন।
From Nestle. Sensation. Classic or strawberry variant.
হ্যাট্রিক বিস্কুটে আপনি পাচ্ছেন অরেঞ্জ এবং মিল্ক ফ্লেভারের দুটো ক্রিমি হ্যাট্রিক বিস্কুট।
উল্ট্রা স্পিড টেস্ট অ্যাওয়ার্ডের স্বীকৃতিতে বাংলালিংক এখন বাংলাদেশের ফাস্টেস্ট মোবাইল নেটওয়ার্ক। ফুল স্পিড 4Gতে সব হবে ফুল স্পিডে।
ট্রাভেলে ক্ষুধার মজাদার আর হেলদি সমাধান মিস্টার নুডলসের কাপ নুডলস। স্বাদ নাও ভালোবাসার।
কলেজ নড়লে ক্লাস করবি কেমনে?
দেশ জুড়ে শিক্ষার আলো পৌঁছে দেওয়া চাইলেই সম্ভব। বিস্তৃত 4G নেটওয়ার্ক নিয়ে পাশে আছি আমরা, গ্রামীণ ফোন। এমন সুইট মানুষদের জন্য ট্রিট হোক প্রতিদিন পিওর মিল্ক আর রিয়েল চকলেটের সুইটনেস মুখে থাকুক সারাক্ষণ। ট্রিট ইউ ডিজার্ভ।
Hakeem Hussain. West Indies team, a lot of debutants and youngsters in this lineup. Sharp, sharp, quick one. Surprise Lytton Das. Welcome to the comment.
Thank you. Good afternoon and a good start with this post by Bangladesh. But what a good first delivery out. Arm ball surprising Liton Dash to hurry into a shot. It's good to see the West Indians, despite the fact they haven't got a huge target to defend, they have not really given up. They've bowled a decent line and length. They've troubled the batsmen on occasions, not really allowed them to dominate terms.
To compare the two sides, obviously we've been mentioning right from the start that this is a very inexperienced lineup for the West Indies, especially at the international level. Players have been playing domestic cricket. The moment you don the national colours, it becomes a completely different story altogether. There's a difference in playing franchise cricket. It's a learning curve. It's a curve where, as a player, you assess the opportunity and you're able to deliver. It just sets you apart from the group, sets you ahead from the group. Good ball again.
It's been impressive. That's the point I was making. Is that they're not overawed by the situation, not overawed by the batters, world-class batters facing them. Just gone about their task in a disciplined manner.
Very good over. Very good. Just the last ball, single. 28 without loss.
রান্নার ভিডিও অথবা রেসিপি ও খাবার সহ আপনার ছবি পাঠিয়ে রেজিস্ট্রেশন করুন সেরারাধুনী.com-এ। অংশ নিন দেশের সবচেয়ে বড় কুকিং রিয়েলিটি শোয়ে। জিতুন 15 লক্ষ টাকা এবং দারুণ মশলাগুলোর এক্সাইটিং মিশ্রণে তৈরি ম্যাগি মাসালা ব্লাস্ট।
লাইফে প্লাস 2 মিনিট চা
ম্যাগি খুশি রেসিপি।
ফ্রম নেসলে।
কোয়ালিটি আর টেস্টের ভরসা একটাই, পিস ক্লাব ড্রাই কেক। কিছু সম্পর্কে মিষ্টি ম্যাজিক ভুলিয়ে দেয় দূরত্বের লেয়ার, ঠিক যেমন দুধ আর চকলেট একাকার হয়ে ওঠা ব্রাউন লেয়ার। সম্পর্কের মিষ্টি ম্যাজিক যে কোনো সময় যে কোনো জায়গায় ব্যাংক থেকে বিকাশে অ্যাড মানি করুন কোনো খরচ ছাড়াই। দেশের সবচেয়ে বেশি সংখ্যক ব্যাংক থেকে নিমেষে টাকা আনুন বিকাশে।
10-12 বছর ধইরা পাম্পের কাজই করতেছি। বাজারে কত পাম্পই তো দেখলাম, কিন্তু আমি কমু আরএফএলই সেরা, কারণ আরএফএল পাম্পে শ্যাফট 304।
Brilliant delivery. He comes up with his wonderful balls. He's was tentative.
Yeah, caught on the crease there. Whether he didn't pick the ball, whether he didn't pick the line. Fortunate his off stump is still standing properly. He knows it as a bowler, you know it.
That's when frustration can creep in as a bowler. When you bowl a good delivery, you tend to just lose your focus a bit, and it doesn't yield the results that you feel that ball deserved. But he can just come back with a good 1-2 immediately after. It's a pace bowler, it's a rush of blood. You tend to bowl a bouncer at the batsman, getting annoyed, maybe get talked away, but we didn't do that.
Oh, lovely delivery. Excellent. 134 Ks as well. But the movement, just keeping that front foot tentative, Litindas.
Alzarri Joseph has really bowled excellent. Right from the word go, he's made the ball talk, made the ball seam away, as you can see, jagging away, and almost enticing the batsman to have a little poke at that one. And give credit to the batter for letting it go through.
Like that carry as well. It's the nice carry onto the keeper. Just ensures that the batter is not really planting his front foot forward. He's watching that ball closely.
Bounce on the wicket has been reasonably consistent. I haven't seen too many balls keep low from similar kind of lengths. Thus, the batsmen in a better frame of mind in selecting their shots.
I think this is one venue, Shamim, that as a batter you always want to come here and score runs. Yes, it offers the bowlers as well the luxury of getting the ball to bounce, as we saw a couple of deliveries earlier mentioning about Joseph having a nice carry to the keeper. But as a batter, if you know that the bounce is going to be consistent onto the bat, it's easier to play your shots rather than be wary of that variable bounce. This venue has been wonderful. Maiden over, 38 without loss.
10-12 বছর ধইরা পাম্পের কাজই করতেছি। বাজারে কত পাম্পই তো দেখলাম, কিন্তু আমি কমু আরএফএলই সেরা, কারণ আরএফএল পাম্পে শ্যাফট 304 SS নট ম্যাগনেটিক ম্যাটেরিয়ালে তৈরি, তাই মরিচা ধরে না। নিজের কষ্টের টাকায় বাড়ি বানাইতেছেন, তাই কিনবেন যখন ভালো পাম্পটাই কিনেন। আরএফএল ওয়াটার পাম্প অন করলেই পানির তুফান।
RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, the hot option.
যার যেমন পছন্দ নিমিশেই তৈরি মজাদার বসুন্ধরা নুডলস। ইয়াম্মি সাথে পুষ্টির পাহাড়।
ক্ষুধার আগুন নেভাতে মজাদার সাথে অল টাইম ফ্যামিলি কেক। ক্ষুধাকে গুড বাই। দেশের জন্য একটি ভালো কাজ করে হলেও একযোগ করা আমাদের দায়িত্ব। আসুন বাংলাদেশের 50 বছরের লক্ষ্যে দেশের জন্য একযোগে কাজ করুন। ইন্টারনেটের শক্তিতে।
Last year and also all around the world there have been people connected with cricket who have unfortunately left us. And the Bangladesh Cricket Board expresses deep bereavement at the passing away of former Vice President of the board, Raisuddin Ahmed, who breathed his last in Dhaka today. This morning, after a prolonged illness, Raisuddin Ahmed, who was ex-director of the National Flag Carrier Biman Bangladesh Airlines, was 82 at the time of his death. And Mr. Raisuddin Ahmed was also the General Secretary of the erstwhile Bangladesh Cricket Control Board from 1975 to 1981. From 1991 to 2001, he served the board as its vice president. So we remember him with deep gratitude. May his soul rest in peace. Kept the batsman quiet in the last couple of overs. That's one thing, Anjum, I like about the approach of the Bangladeshi batsmen here. Not in a hurry. They know that they've got a big target to chase, but they have not been carried away by trying to, finish it off in a hurry. They're being respectful of the good deliveries. They're having good practice in the middle. And it's good to see the attitude.
It also might be a lot of first-timers here. Said might not have bowled very many times to both Litton and Tamim, and it also creates a reason for caution. But yes, if you can play with a full face down the line with a perfect timing, no one's complaining. As long as it doesn't go for a run, the bowler is happy. You're timing the ball well, the batter is happy. 3 good overs for West Indies. 39 without loss.
তেল পেঁয়াজ আর ভাতের সাথে মিলে ম্যাজিক্যালি তৈরি করবে ফ্রাইড রাইস। এলো ম্যাগি ফুশিয়ান ফ্রাইড রাইস সিজনিং মিক্স। ম্যাগি ফুশিয়ান ফ্রাইড রাইস সিজনিং মিক্স, চাইলেই ভাত হবে ফ্রাইড রাইস।
নেসলে, গুড ফুড, গুড লাইফ। একটা তোমার, আরেকটা ভাইয়ার। ভাইয়া স্কুল থেকে ফিরলে দিবে। আমারটাও।
আমাদের সাথে আপনার সম্পর্কটা হোক এমন ভরসার সিটি ব্যাংক, 3 প্রজন্ম ধরে আপনার ভরসার ব্যাংক।
Got him into a bit of a tangle there, trying to play that shot. Tamim Iqbal.
Mentioning that the youngsters doing the job for West Indies have been spot on. They've been not many times that they've been rewarded with their consistent bowling. Alzari Joseph, of course, with the pace that he's got, with the bounce that he generates, and the consistency that he has bowling both to the left-handers and the right-handers. Very, very good. The very fact that you can get the ball to move away from the batter and bowl in that corridor of uncertainty where the batter is unsure whether to go forward or back, make him just remain on the crease, try to fend at it outside the off stump. That's a very good sign. It's a hallmark of a good bowler.
It's only on occasions that he tends to drift down the leg side to the left-handed batsman, which allows Liton Dash to just close the face of the bat. But as I was mentioning, Liton Kumar Dash has curbed his natural instincts of being in a more attacking frame of mind, which he normally is, which is shown. Obviously, it was a different format in the T20.
Good point, Shamim. And you just want to understand as to why that would have happened with Liton Das. Towards the end of the Bangabandhu T20, we saw that he was trying to play the longer waiting game, try to construct their innings. A couple of games he missed as well by choice, of course, because there was a rotation of players. But why, in your view, would have that change would have happened for Litton?
I think it's just getting used to being in different kinds of approach to the different teams that he faces, and I think it's absolutely perfect with him telling himself, "Look, this is an opportunity at an international. After so many months, I'm not just going to throw away my wicket with some silly shot."
Because these two players, Tamim and Litton Das, have been a very consistent opening pair for Bangladesh since 2018. It's not that they don't complement each other. They both can play very attacking strokes. It might be that they've got their different roles assigned now.
I think today, with just 122 on the board, they've just told themselves they're going to take it easy. Just going to get the runs, not going to give any leeway to the bowlers. We're not going to get out in a silly manner. Another 2-run over, 41 with outwards.
এইটা না তোমাদেরকে লেবুর গুরুত্বটাই বুঝাতে পারলাম না
ত্বকের জন্য লেবু যে কতটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তা বুঝেই আমরা মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিকে তৈরি করেছি লেবুর নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন সির গুণ দিয়ে। তাই ত্বকের সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষায় ভরসা রাখুন শুধু মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিতেই।
আটকে গেছি
Lagging and dragging. Switch করুন Ookla certified বাংলাদেশের fastest mobile network-এ। গেমিং হবে full speed-এ। বেশি অফার, বেশি স্পিড, বেশি মানে বাংলা লিংক।
ফ্রাইডেতে শ্রিম্প ম্যাগি স্যাটারডেতে ভেজি ওয়ান মঙ্গল বুধ বৃহস্পতি সুপি এক টামিয়া সানডে মানডে ম্যাগি চিকেন
ম্যাগি মানে ভিন্ন স্বাদে প্রতিদিন।
ফ্রম নেসলে
আমার মতো আপনারাও জানেন ডায়রিয়া সহ যে কোনো পানি শূন্যতায় আমার রাস্তা এসএমসি রোড স্যালাইন কেনার সময় ব্যাকের গায়ে এসএমসি লোগো দেখে কিনবেন। এসএমসির ওরসালাইন
Or maybe a view that you're playing international cricket after nearly a year. Just settle in, get the first game up and running, and then maybe look to try, dominate, or play those strokes that you would have practiced all this while when international cricket wasn't happening.
I think that's a fair assessment of the approach. It's pretty obvious from the demeanor that they are going in that sort of direction and that sort of. But this is a couple of good deliveries. Got that drift in and the turn away. Excellent.
Lovely delivery. Slightly further pitched up than the first ball that Kyle Hussain had bowled. Ah, much better. He just changes his line. Very, very good bowling this. The previous ball. Let's have a look at the very first ball of his over. Slower outside the off stump, watches it go past. Second one pushes it quicker, more towards the outside off stump line, and now coming closer onto the stumps.
What I'd like to see him do is come a little wider and bowl an arm ball like Shakib Al Hasan. He will zip it through. He's trying to glide the ball, get some perches. That didn't turn, of course, but I don't think it was an intentional arm ball.
And my view is, what is Litton Das trying to read from the bowler? Shakib Hasan is trying to test Litton Das by just changing his line. Not the length much. Pushing it through.
That's what I was asking for, and he delivered. That's his excellent bowling. So many variations in the 5 deliveries that he's bowled, and he's made the batsman think constantly what's coming up next. And he's got that supreme confidence, the bowler Akil Hussain, to control the balls, getting it in the right areas.
Very Very good bowling. Excellent bowling from Akil Hussain. Maiden from him. 41 without loss.
আমার কিন্তু ভালো ঠেকছে না, আমারও খুব টেনশন হচ্ছে মা। চলো, না হলে আজকে না খেয়ে থাকতে হবে। কিভাবে?
শুধু রাঁধলেই হয় না, যত্ন লাগে, যত্ন। ডেডিকেটেড রিফাইনিং লাইনের সম্পূর্ণ প্রাকৃতিক গুণ অক্ষুণ্ণ রেখে পরম যত্নে তৈরি হয় বসুন্ধরা ফর্টিফাইড সয়াবিন তেল। বসুন্ধরা ফর্টিফাইড সয়াবিন তেল, যত্নে গড়ে রত্ন ফোটা। আরএফএল সিপিভিসি প্রো পাইপ অ্যান্ড ফিটিংস, যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। আরএফএল সিপিভিসি প্রো পাইপ অ্যান্ড ফিটিংস, দ্য হট অপশন।
Bangladesh going steadily. Step tap. Still content to bide their time. Sensible way about it. He must be pretty happy that as the board president, Mr. Najmul Hassan, he did say in his speech at the inaugural that ceremony that very grateful to the West Indian team coming over during difficult times here in this during this pandemic and getting us restarted in the international arena. Which means up almost in the block hole length. Tucks it away.
Yes, West Indies has been one consistent team which has been living out of suitcase since the time cricket resumed. Oops, that's a time to put the mask on. That's okay, sir, as long as you're maintaining more than 2 meters distance, it's fine. But yes, they've been traveling around to England, New Zealand, now here.
They've got to take some positives out of this game, and I think the West Indian team will cherish the fact that they have not allowed the Bangladeshi batsmen to take it away from them. They have kept a tight leash on things, and when you're defending 122, that's not the easiest thing to do. You normally look up at the scoreboard and your bowlers feel disheartened by the fact, how can we defend that kind of total? I think they've done a good job. That possibly is a leg bye. Wait and see.
Yes, exactly. And that's probably one of the positives that they will take. And after every game, this young team will go back, assess. I'm pretty sure the coach Phil Simmons is also going to assess where they were when they came on the tour. And after every game, in what are the areas that they're progressing as they move along. Of course, a few of the players, we were just watching them they are practicing. Those players who will be a part of the team playing the red ball cricket in the test matches. Of course, they'll want to assess the areas in which this team has progressed. And for sure, yes, that's a wide. But we're into the 13th over in Bangladesh at 45 without loss. It just shows that the bowlers have been pretty good with the ball.
I think they've been excellent. But kudos. As I said, you can be very disheartened when you come in as a bowler and try to defend that kind of a target. But they've given their all. They bowled decent line and length. That's a bit wayward too on the offside, overcompensating and resulting in another wide. Yeah, maybe now, just that little sense of what word should I use? Lack of confidence creeping into the bowling. Get frustrated. You tend to do things that you wouldn't be doing normally or within your comfort zone.
Good again, good bowling. He's looked good. At every outing, he's going to improve and get into the rhythm that he's showing in the very first ODI. I'm pretty sure as he goes along, it's going to get better and better.
He's been pretty nippy, hasn't he? Look as if he's bowling at a rate of knots. Oh, right through him. Brilliant delivery. Cut him in half. Could have gone anywhere. Didn't touch the bat, didn't get the wicket. But an excellent finish to that over. It's 4-7 without loss.
আনারসের দারুণ স্বাদে বিস ক্লাব দিচ্ছে ফ্রুট ফান ক্রিম বিস্কুট। ভালো খান, ভালো থাকুন। মজাটা আমাদের মধ্যে মিলছে হালকা সুর পেলে বেরিয়ে আসে, ঠিক যেমন ফ্রুট ফিল কামড়ের ভেতর থেকে বেরিয়ে আসে স্ট্রবেরি ম্যাঙ্গো আর লিচুর অমায়িক স্বাদ। ফ্রুট ফিল আসল মজা ভেতরে।
মিনিটে মিনিটে ক্যাশব্যাক বিল বিকাশ করলেই প্রতি মিনিটে প্রথম জন পাচ্ছেন 100 টাকা ক্যাশব্যাক। তাই বিদ্যুৎ পানি গ্যাস সহ সব ধরনের বিল আজই বিকাশ করুন। হ্যাট্রিক বিস্কুটে আপনি পাচ্ছেন অরেঞ্জ এবং মিল্ক ফ্লেভারের দুটো ক্রিমি হ্যাট্রিক বিস্কুট।
ট্রাভেলে ক্ষুধার মজাদার আর হেলদি সমাধান মিস্টার নুডলসের কাপ নুডলস। স্বাদ নাও ভালোবাসার।
Sensation. Classic.
Good start again. He's not moving from that line. Percent that he's picked up, especially against Litton Das. Slip in position too.
Brilliant. Magnificent bowling. He deserved that. That drifted in almost leg stump and then spun away, gripped and took the out.
Wonderful piece of bowling. Excellent. He deserves that wicket. He created that pressure, created the opportunity, and forcing Litton Das to make a mistake. Outthinking the batsman there. And the reward is all his. He should celebrate. It's a good wicket. Litton Das departing for 14. 47 for 1, Bangladesh.
ভাই ভালো মানুষ আর খারাপ মানুষ মাপার কোনো মাপকাঠি নাই।
কি যে বলেন ভাই, আরএফএল উইং স্কিলস ব্যবহার করে, সে কি মাপে কম বেশি করে?
দোয়া করবেন ভাই, এই বিশ্বাসটাই যেন ধরে রাখতে পারি। আরএফএল ডিজিটাল উইং স্কেলে ব্যবহার হয় সর্বোচ্চ মাপকাঠি।
চলছে বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিব কুইজ। 100 দিনে 10,000 বিজয়ী, প্রতিদিন 5টি স্মার্টফোন ও 10,000 জিবি ডেটা, গ্র্যান্ড প্রাইজ 100টি ল্যাপটপ। অংশ নিতে ভিজিট করুন mujib100.gov.bd অথবা quiz.prio.com। Sensation. Classic ও strawberry variant.
আমন্ড, কিসমিস আর পাপরিকার এক্সাইটিং ব্লেন্ডে রুচি প্রিমিয়াম মিক্স চানাচুর। নিউ টেস্ট অফ দ্য টাউন।
A good striker. Nazmul Shanto walks in. That's lovely. 84.6k is the one that leaves the left-hander. That's a welcome to Shanto.
Oh, what a way to get that wicket. Look at where it's pitched. And he's thinking it's not going to turn enough to beat the bat. Not quite sure of the length of the ball and the purchase it gathered. Excellent delivery to get rid of Litton Das, and he comes back with two deliveries to the new batsman. We're talking about little things that are going to take away as positives. That definitely, the last couple of overs from Akil Hassan definitely has given them that.
He's trying something extra. Now he's trying to outfox the batsman.
Well, getting a little carried away. Really gave it the rip, but pitched on the wrong part of the track and kept on turning away down the leg side.
Everyone has a right to get carried away. Why not? Much better. Much better. This is very, very good bowling from Akil Hassan.
A top class over. Under duress, team virtually with backs to the wall. Two batsmen looking very settled, and he comes and takes the wicket with gem of a delivery.
Good over. Successful for Akil Hassan and West Indies 48 for 1.
শেষ এবারটাও
দাদু তোমাকে এবার বড় একটা ব্যাংক দিব।
অ্যাকাউন্টটা কার নামে হবে?
আমার নামে।
সিটি ব্যাংক, 3 প্রজন্ম ধরে আপনার ভরসার ব্যাংক।
আর ধরে রাখতে পারছি না, একটু তাড়াতাড়ি করবা?
আর 2টা মিনিট।
এক্সপার্টদের কাজ এক্সপার্ট দিয়ে করাই ভালো। এই নিন এক্সপার্ট স্ক্রিউ ড্রাইভার। এক্সপার্ট হার্ডওয়্যার টুলস, যন্ত্র অনেক, মন্ত্র একটাই। আরএফএলসি পিভিসি প্রো পাইপ অ্যান্ড ফিটিংস, যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড।
Follow. Sari Joseph into his 8th over. That's something rare to see from a seamer who's running in and bowling his 8th over in white ball cricket.
Indeed, tells you how much confidence the captain has in his capabilities and how much confidence he has in himself to tell his captain, I'm going to carry on, I'm going to keep on troubling the batsman, I'm going to bowl some good deliveries. Oh, beautiful, once again, little too high, big appeal, no response from the umpire, possibly, yeah, the height has been indicated, and I'm going to go for the DRS. No review required. It's pretty obvious. But again, just from the back of the leg, rearing up and troubling the batsman.
And that's the bounce that he's getting. Tamim Iqbal, who's been out there for 46 deliveries, is still battling with the pace that Joseph is offering. Yeah, the wide one. Good bait. Went for it. Tamim Iqbal likes width and offer outside the off stump.
Oh, that was done so very well. Set him up. Knew that Tamim was going to flash if the ball was dead outside the line of off stump. Lucky for Tamim because he didn't really move across. Little shuffle, but not enough to take it to the line of that delivery. Stang his bat out and pretty close call. See from the reaction of the keeper.
For the bowler to be called a wide. He's moving away nicely, swinging away from the left-hander. That's the first boundary we're getting to see after 8 overs. It's just 12 runs now. In the last 8 overs, the Bangladesh have managed to score with the bat. And this definitely adds into that.
That's going to bolster his confidence. Just see the movement forward and across to the pitch of the ball. The 50 comes up with that boundary from Tamim Iqbal.
Very good bowling again. There'll be a polite inquiry, probably pitching outside leg stump.
Well, he's troubling Tamim Iqbal. Not for the first time. The second time he's beaten the bat, struck, and they've gone through and asked for a review.
It's a fair delivery. Can I have front on spin vision, please? Ball happens to be passing close to the bat. Can I have ultra edge, please? Decision of not out. Your on spin signal now.
But got a little carried away with the review. Seemed, and it was down the leg side initially. Good decision once again by the umpire. They've lost that review. It was the keeper who asked the bowler or the captain to go for the review.
And maybe just out of hope as well.
they can't carry forward their reviews, Shamim, so they might as well use it in this game.
Being harsh. Now, I understand what you're trying to say. Might as well. You never know. Never know. Little things, couple of inches here and there, it might go your way. But Tamim Iqbal has not been very comfortable. We haven't seen his usual flowing, confident self. Seems to both he and Leighton Dash seems to have told themselves, look, we're going to take it steady. But in the process, they seem to have got bogged down ever so slightly. Once you curtail your natural instincts, it might get a little difficult. Overcompleted, 53 for 1.
RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, the hot option.
দারুণ মশলাগুলোর এক্সাইটিং মিশ্রণে তৈরি ম্যাগি মশালা ব্লাস্ট।
লাইফে ব্লাস্ট 2 মিনিট জ্যাম
ম্যাগি খুশি রেসিপি
From Nestle.
¿Cuál es nombre? Las con mi Capri.
দেশ জুড়ে শিক্ষার আলো পৌঁছে দেওয়া চাইলেই সম্ভব। বিস্তৃত 4G নেটওয়ার্ক নিয়ে পাশে আছি আমরা, গ্রামীণ ফোন।
যে কোনো সময় যে কোনো জায়গায় ব্যাংক থেকে বিকাশে অ্যাড মানি করুন কোনো খরচ ছাড়াই। দেশের সবচেয়ে বেশি সংখ্যক ব্যাংক থেকে নিমেষে টাকা আনুন বিকাশে।
এমন সুইট মানুষদের জন্য ট্রিট হোক প্রতিদিন পিওর মিল্ক আর রিয়েল চকলেটের সুইটনেস মুখে থাকুক।
Akil Hussain getting some purchase off this surface, and his bowling has been very encouraging. From Trinidad and Tobago has been around the T20 scene in particular with franchises, the Tridents and TKR in the Caribbean. Had a great first class season 2019-20. Alzari Joseph has been very, very encouraging. He seems to enjoy the mantle of being the leading seam bowler. I'm looking for all these little pluses you can take out of this tour. Atra Ali Khan is alongside me, and what I was looking at is the variation. Ball to get the wicket spun from a great length, and his next delivery to the new batsman is the arm ball, which he uses very well in T20 cricket. Bowls a new ball at times. It's grown in skill exponentially over the last couple of years.
Beautifully bowled. You mentioned about the skills. I like the
ये क्या है